bring that momentum tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Let's go. Thank you.
Oh, you'll be bringing the momentum tomorrow with Wednesday fun pre-Thanksgiving stuff. Yeah, you'll have that. Laurence Holmes is in right now to take you to 2:00. Short week. We got to fit all this stuff in, Laurence. We got to be more intense. We got to be better. We've got to just do everything and fit all these 5 days worth into these 3.
It's heavy on my soul, Dan.
I know it is.
It's
on your
tough.
spirit.
Soul, my heart.
Does it test your spirit? What a loon.
I was really close to taking a sick day today. I had a timeout lodged in the lining of my heart, so it was difficult to come in.
What is with this dude? Why is he going to be so damn weird all the time?
I don't know.
Quit being so weird. I think that test that hurt our spirit. He's got a good soul. The timeout was in my heart. What the hell is wrong with this guy?
I don't know.
Get a coach. Can we get a coach?
I was watching the game last night. Perfect opportunity for me. I enjoy doing laundry. Okay, I find.
You want to come do mine?
No, I really don't.
Well,
I enjoy doing my laundry. There,
that
to
makes
be
more
specific.
sense. It really does.
How about my damn kids? Jesus Christ!
Well,
clean your damn room.
It's so great because it's a mindless task that accomplishes something. Like at the end of it,
kind of like radio.
Yes,
a little bit.
Well, we don't really accomplish a lot.
Other than the whole accomplishing
kind
something.
of accomplishes something.
I have clean laundry at the end of this thing, so I'm just sitting there folding socks, watching Carmelo Anthony just tear the Bulls apart.
0-0, man.
Watching Melo, who hasn't really played in a year, just be like, "Oh, watch this! I'm gonna go baseline now." Like it's 2005. That's what I'm going to do.
The Bulls have chosen to play a defense that appears designed to allow the shot that all offenses want. I've never seen a defense seemingly designed to give up open corner and wing threes.
Let's blitz screen roll, and then let's not rotate back.
They've chosen to play a defense that exacerbates everything they can't do. Then did you see what happened in the second half?
Let's switch screen roll.
Right. Let's switch screen roll and then not understand that a guy like Terry Stotts will be like, oh, now I can play the matchup game. Because once you switch screen roll, you can determine who's guarding whom and give that guy the ball because basketball.
I can't even get mad at him anymore because I'm too busy laughing and crying. Watching the Bulls play basketball, it's so predictable what's going to happen, and they don't understand that Chris Dunn got 8 3-pointers because the defense wants him to.
This is my favorite part.
Then Jim Boylen stands there and says, we got a lot of open threes for Chris Dunn. That's because the other guy's pulling your pants down and hitting you over the head with them.
That's what they want you to do, right? They want Chris Dunn to shoot 3-pointers.
He's doing it.
And I'm just sitting there folding my socks, just like, man, this is just watching them just get worked.
At some point, Stacey is going to immolate himself because he still has enough basketball sensibility. That guy was a decent pro coach in his own right, and at some point, he's going to lose it.
Watching the ball skip from side to side and then watching the Bulls have to rotate over.
But they got their open shots, guys. They got their open shots.
For Chris Dunn.
Yep.
Hey, we're getting our horrible shooter open shots.
Listen, Dan, he is one of the 15 players Jim Boylen's trying to develop this year.
Oh, that's right.
He is one of those 39 players that Jim Boylen has chosen to develop.
And he doesn't yank guys.
No, absolutely. I've never done that.
Nowhere on the scouting report does it say, look out for him.
Right.
Look out for Chris Dunn. Don't leave him open. Nowhere on the scouting report does it say that. On the whiteboard in the Trailblazers locker room, it doesn't say, hey, Chris Dunn.
How is he supposed to develop Chris Dunn? Yep. How is he supposed to develop Chris Dunn if he doesn't get him wide open threes? How? I ask you. How the hell are you going to get Chris Dunn developed into an NBA shooter if you don't let him shoot?
And look what teams when Lauri Markkanen, that was a noble effort. But when Lauri Markkanen is on the floor and the floor is properly spaced and they make him have to make a decision, and then once he moves to that place, they move the ball to a place where they know he's now not going to be able to get quickly enough.
Because scouting reports and video.
You know what? Speaking of scouting reports and video, you know what else I'm kind of ticked off about when it comes to the Bulls? Why won't they let Wendell Carter shoot? Why?
Because they have a rule about adults shooting.
Yeah, apparently
on their team.
They're asking him to do too much of everything else.
Why can't you let him? He could shoot.
I know.
Why?
He could. I'd like to see some high-low action. Use him as a elbow guy, where he's more in control of what's going on.
He's just a dunker spot. That's all we're gonna. That's what we're gonna.
I've just now shoot. I can't even. Tony, I'm here now. I'm here at the point where I'm not going to get mad at the Bulls anymore.
Well, to Connor's point, I think it's because of their rebounding issues. They don't make that a priority for Wendell to shoot. Because who else is going to rebound?
Yeah, someone has to actually crash the glass to go get a rebound.
But the next part of that is I've got to develop 15 players. That was close. 15 players. Why not make Wendell Carter one of them? You know he can rebound.
Hasn't earned it.
Let's work it. Oh, God.
Maybe he doesn't have the proper soul or spirit. I don't know.
I think his soul and spirit check out.
Here's the good news. The Golden State Warriors are ass.
So?
And?
What about the Pacers game earlier this year with no Victor Oladipo?
Dan, a lot of people are saying that, but they're saying the same things about the Bulls.
Right.
The Bulls are the get-right game for teams now. Portland came into this game last night awful and not playing
Haven't they been on the road for a month or something like that?
Since the 18th. Since they played 5 straight on the road. They went east. They went past Chicago before coming back.
I think the Bulls have more talent than this version of the Warriors. I think the Warriors coach is way better.
Well, yeah, so's a potted plant.
And there's the conundrum where you look at the Warriors and you go, this team's ass. But you look at the Bulls and go, this coach doesn't know what he's doing. And the other guy kind of knows.
Kind.
I'm trying to be fair. I really am. But I've just now got to the point where it's folly. And then
they've got to do something. I don't know what you do with him. You got to pay him no matter what. Can you give him a job like scouting the Pacific Rim or something? Can you just say, look, here's what we're going to do. We know we have to pay you. Just get as far away from the team as possible.
The outer rim.
Find us some players with heart and hustle, and find them on Mercury.
Right.
That's where we want you to be.
It's a little warm, but give it a shot.
Look,
you're gonna love it.
Great vacation place. Not a lot of water, but you're going to enjoy yourself, and that tan you're going to get, sir. And living on Mercury, scouting players is going to be great.
Now, that would be a great version of Ad Astra, where we put Jim Boylen in the Brad Pitt role. With the internal monologue and everything, and every time he takes the psychological evaluation, it makes him go to the quiet room.
Go over there.
Yeah, that'll work.
Go be quiet.
Send him out.
The one good thing that happened, and by the way, you're listening to WSCR HD Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, Sports Radio 670 The Score, a radio.com sports station. The one good thing that happened is while I'm sitting there watching the Bulls and folding socks, every now and again I just hit the back button and look at Lamar Jackson just doing whatever he wanted to do to the Rams last night. It was great. He was doing all sorts of stuff. It's like, drop a snap? Fine. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to run for 40 yards. Defensive guys, I'm going to point at this guy to say where the blocking is. Then I'm going to drop down sidearm and deliver a ball like Patrick Mahomes.
How about that? He throws a two-seamer.
Yeah, I think what I'm happiest about from last night is that we got to – it's national broadcast. It's 5 touchdowns on 100. What do you have? 170 passing yards, under 60-something passing yards. So it's that kind of day. I'm glad that last night got us to a season that is now incomparable. You don't the player comp. We're past that now. This isn't just like Vic.
Right.
It's not just like RG3, which were some valid conversations not just a couple of weeks ago. This has moved past that point now. The kid has reached an upper limit, a stratosphere. It's now elsewhere. This is
now
not
Lamar
like,
Jackson.
This is not like stuff you've seen before.
No.
It is very different.
It's extremely different.
The heights reached are higher.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a guy that's in that defense is so good that they have. And man, get me to the playoffs. Get me to get me to the AFC Championship game. As a matter, forget about the AFC playoffs because I think it's going to be trash.
Yeah.
Get me to Patriots Ravens again.
Yeah, you want it again.
I want to see. I want to see what Bill, like, now that he has the tape, is like, okay, how am I going to stop this dude? Because I don't know if you can stop him right now.
And you know what I can't have happen too is if you get to that game, right? The Ravens go up against the Patriots in an AFC title game. And let's say that Bill Belichick comes up with a way to put some handcuffs on Lamar Jackson. Let's say that Bill Belichick and his defensive prowess and mindset find a way to limit that offense. I can't have people go, see, told you so, because that's nonsense. And it will happen. It will happen because people will look at Lamar, it's a flash in the pan. Bill Belichick does that too. Great quarterback.
He's the greatest coach who's ever coached in the NFL.
Let's just stop that now.
Giving him a second shot at Lamar, I think that his teams will do better. That being said, the way that the guy is played, it just feels good. Like, there aren't a ton of feel-good stories in the NFL, but that guy being doubted. Like, I think that there's something about his story that a lot of people can relate with for whatever reason, for whatever brings you into that tent. You look at that guy and you go, well, wait, I watched him in college. He was magical. And yeah, I thought maybe people would beat him up a little bit. And maybe that comes down the line at some point.
Maybe.
But you look at him and you go, wow, this is like the stuff that I was doing on video games. Like, this is the player that you drew up and was illegal because he could do so much stuff.
See, here's what I like about it, though. What I like about the psychology of a draft and the influence of the opinions of a group and sort of these generalized understandings is he was a first-round pick. He wasn't the top of the draft. There were quarterbacks who went ahead of him. But there's always that point. It's like, whatever we think, we can't let him get past us now. Like, that, there was an understanding that everybody agreed of what he could do. Everybody knew about these. But when you see a coach say, all right, we're going to be that team. You know what? Let's just do it, and we'll see what we have, and we'll figure it out. And then it took him a little bit of time. And I don't know if it took a little bit of trial and error, or it took a little bit of
getting Roman in there to be the OC.
However you do it and you commit to it, I love actually going back to the team that decided, all right, write the name on the card, and he's so good, we'll figure it out. And then to have that succeed. You learn lessons from them. That's how you teach business school courses.
Well, the organizational buy-in, too. It's one thing, and we can use this for the Bears. It's one thing to say that you believe in a guy and that you're going to do everything possible to help that guy succeed. It's another thing to do what Baltimore did. You know what? Let's bring in the offensive coordinator who actually knows how to work with a quarterback like this.
Right.
Let's strip down what it is that we've done in the past. Let's get Flacco out of here, get him out of the way. Let's have RG3 here. He can help provide some perspective on some of this stuff, even though he can't physically do the stuff that Lamar has done. Let's build an offensive line that's nimble enough to work with this guy, and let's give him time to develop. The highs and the lows of it. Let's do our best as an organization to make him better and not just pay lip service to it when you see something that a player can do and then you're like, we still want to do the thing that we want to do. That's not going to work. And it hasn't worked for the Bears. That's why I feel a lot better about Sunday's game because it felt like, you know what Mitch can do? He can actually throw on the run. When you move the launch point, he's more comfortable. When you cut the field in half, and you can even expand it if you want. He's good off of play action. It was like it finally dawned on them. Hey, why don't we try to do what's best for him because that will help us overall instead of just talking about it.
Or Mitch has to do it himself. He's got to do more of that where he can get back to a huddle. He can stand over there and say, hey, here's what we're doing here. As long as I'm the quarterback, and if I'm going out, if I'm not going to have my option picked up, and if this is it, I'm going out on my terms, and I'm gonna throw what I want to throw.
Well, I don't want him to go full renegade on a game plan, but
you mean Zach Levine?
Right. I mean, it's a little different in football, but in the week leading up to the game, make your voice known. Like,
advocate for yourself.
Yes. Yeah, do all that stuff. That is Bernstein and McKnight. They advocate for themselves every day from 9 a.m. to noon right here on The Score.